What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Got this quick analysis here for the Haskell coming up on Saturday. Number one horse is King for a Day. King for a Day is the third favorite right now at 5-2. He's being ridden by Johnny Velasquez, trained by Todd Pletcher. Strong combination. I think he's going to probably come down, be the second favorite, or maybe even the favorite by the time it's all said and done. He's coming off a nice win against Maximum Security in the Pegasus Stakes a couple weeks back. He got that win. Earned him a 102 buyer, even time in a minute 42 at a mile and 1/16. I think Maximum Security's jockey kind of fell asleep. I think Saez thought he had it won, and he didn't. King for a Day caught him. He also had a nice win before that in the Sir Barton Stakes. He did that mile and 1/16 and 141 and change. That earned him a 93 buyer in that one, even though it was a little bit faster. But hey, King for a Day is going to be very game in this one. Going to want to keep your eye on him. Number 2, Jovia. Jovi's at 10-1 now. He's probably going to be a front runner. Going to have King for a Day riding behind him. There's going to be a few front runners, I think, in this one, though. Pace is probably going to be a little bit hot because of that. Jovia's got Jose Lescano riding him. His last out was in the Belmont Stakes. Now, he had a decent run. He ran third. He was a length off of Sir Winston. So he wasn't really out of that race, but just didn't have enough to be able to get with Sir Winston in that one. The time wasn't too impressive in that one, but hey, it's a mile and a half. It's tough to find horses that could do that mile and a half on dirt in a really quick time. So that was pretty decent, I guess you'd consider. He was competitive in that one. Before that, he was in the long branch at a mile and 1/16. He got a win there. Not too impressive of a time, but he did come out with a 2-length win. So Jovia, bring him back down to a mile and an eighth here. I think that's probably definitely going to help Jovia's standings, his ability to hit the board. Now, number 3, Spun to Run. Spun to Run's an interesting horse. It's 15-1. He's being ridden by Paco Lopez. Hadn't ridden him before. He was ridden by Garcia before that. He's coming off of 2 wins. However, those wins to me are very unimpressive. They were run against some inferior horses. I think that was at Parks Track. But he did get the win. Last one was by 7 lengths at a mile and 140. So, Beyer gave him 88 in that one. It's a decent that he won the race, but he's going to have to run a lot faster than that if he expects to get a win here. He's not going to have that kind of luxury to be able to go that slow to win against these horses. Number 4 is Bethlehem Road. All right, Bethlehem Road, ridden by Luis Rodriguez Castillo. He's coming off not too great of a performance in the Ohio Derby. Ran that a mile and an eighth, which finished time was 150. He was 23 lengths off the leader. Beyer gave him a 64. I gave him a +6. Not too good for Bethlehem Road in that one there. He's at 20-1. Like I said, he's going to be a front runner as well, I think. He's going to need to control this pace if he's going to get a win, I think. Race before his last race was in the Park Spring Derby. He did get a win there, a mile and 70 yards in a very unimpressive minute 44. So another horse that's going to have to really pick up the pace if he wants to be effective in this Haskell, because I guarantee you they're not going to have a time that's 6, 7, even 10 seconds over even time, like some of these horses coming out of Parks to track to put up. It's not going to happen with this kind of competition. Next, the number 5, Mucho Gusto. He's the second favorite, being ridden by Joe Talamo. He's another Bob Baffert horse. You really want to watch this one. A lot of people thought he was going to make it to the Kentucky Derby. He didn't have enough points to qualify. Wasn't able to get in there. But he's coming off a couple wins as well. These are a little bit more impressive than the wins that Bethlehem Road and Spun to Run had. But Mucho Gusto had his last run in the Affirmed Stakes. He won that by 2 lengths, mile and 1/16, 145. Not very impressive once again, but he got the win. Before that, he had a 7-furlong win. Pretty decent time there, 122. I got to give him that. So this horse shows he's got some speed. Now, he did run in the Sunland Derby as well. He was third in that race behind Global Campaign and behind Sir Winston, neither of which are running in this race. Sir Winston has got a slight injury. We'll probably see Global Campaign next week in the Jim Dandy. But Mucho Gusto was able to recover after that third place where he set the pace in that one. Get 2 wins, won at 7 furlongs, won a mile and 1/16. So he's going back to the mile and an eighth now. I think that Mucho Gusto is another one you definitely got to watch out for. He's going to be on the front most likely. Along with Maximum Security and along with these other horses, Bethlehem Road and Jovia most likely, and a King for a Day will probably be in there as well. So I'm expecting a pretty hot pace, but Mucho Gusto may take it. He may be number 1. The Maximum Security, Louis Size may actually give the lead to Talamo in this one with Mucho Gusto. Just think he may be a little bit afraid of tiring out Maximum Security and not being able to finish as strong as he'd like to, like is what happened in the Pegasus Stakes. So Mucho Gusto, like I said, second favorite at 2-1. Definitely got to keep your eye out on him. Talamo, he's an all right jockey. He's not the greatest, Talamo, but Bob Baffert, I mean, we all know about Baffert, arguably the greatest trainer of all time. So 6, Everfast. Now, Everfast, great breeding on this horse once again. He's out to Take Charge, Indy by AP Indy. He's got Awesome again on the other side of the family tree. He's being ridden by Julien Leperot, so he's going to have a decent chance, I think, in this one. His last outing in the Belmont, 7th place, but that was still only 3 lengths off the leader, Sir Winston. Once again, that mile and a half is a whole lot for him, as it was a lot of other horses. Before that, he was second in the Preakness, behind War of Will. War of Will's not out here today, so much shorter distance. He's going to be out, I think, coming off the pace. One of the few is going to come off the pace, and I think he's going to close pretty hard. If the pace is too fast, you really want to keep your eye on Everfast. He might be able to get a win here. Before that, he was in the Pat Day Mile. Didn't have much to show for that one. He kind of got blown away, 10 lengths off the leader. But in that Preakness, if he can repeat the kind of a race he had in the Preakness, get a nice clean trip and close strong, hey, you might see Everfast hit the board or may even get a win here. Now, last is the number 7, Maximum Security. Maximum Security, Kentucky Derby winner, disqualified over some controversy. Once again, we still haven't seen Country House come back. A lot of people want to see a rematch with that. Haven't seen Maximum Security face War of Will again. Still won't see that. Possibly we'll see that in the Travers. But he is back now again to get his feet dirty in this Haskell coming up. That last race, as I mentioned a couple of times before, he was beaten by a length by his King for a Day in the Pegasus Stakes. He ran a good race, had the lead. Like I said, I think Casillas just fell asleep, thought he had it won, and he didn't have it won. Race before that was the Kentucky Derby, of course. Mile and quarter in 2:03. He had a pretty impressive win, finished strong in that one. And then a mile and an eighth. Before that, he ran the Florida Derby, so he did get the win in that one. Even time, a minute 48 at this same distance. However, he's not facing the humidity that he has to face down in Miami. So he's good for this distance. I think he's going to be good to go for this one. I think Size is going to be a lot more wary of his surroundings in this one. So I'm expecting a good race here. Pace is probably going to be pretty fast. That means some of these front runners are probably going to run at gas and fall off. So look for the closers to close strong and see how it shakes out. It's really going to be tough. I'm going to be coming at you with the pace handicapping solo video, just focusing on the pace and how I think it's going to shake down, and then I'm going to come to you with a winner.